Former LA County Deputy Sheriff sentenced to 17 and a half years in prison for scheming to escort large amount of narcotics for up to 250,000 per load. So apparently, he was willing to participate in an interstate drug trafficking conspiracy in which deputy agreed to use his role as a law enforcement officer to ensure that narcotics were successfully transported. This 51-year-old out of Chino was sentenced by a judge who also ordered the defendant to pay 38,000 in restitution. That means he actually has that money available, readily available. He apparently pled guilty to conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana. He actually separated from the LA County Sheriff's Department late February of what year? Of actual 2018. So, aside from actually accepting cash payments, he actually admitted to actively preventing the legitimate efforts of state and local law enforcement in exchange for cash payments up to that 250,000. So he would he could actually sabotage an investigation according to this actual report. You know, and basically, he was a hired gun. Hired gun, because if he's gonna use his place of power, he's gonna use his badge and he's gonna have his actual service revolver um, with him. When he's actually conducting these actual, basically, it's an expressway. An expressway, and it was the actual jump from California to Las Vegas, and a couple of his actual people he actually did this type of service to, they actually asked him, hey, why would he charge so much for each load? He says, well, you want to get your load there, I can guarantee that they will get there in a safe manner. So he knew how to get around the checkpoints and these actual uh, federal actual checkpoints that are actually throughout California, and he knew the ins and outs, and he used his power of authority to get him through, and he was very successful, and but like everything, greed gets to you, and eventually he got caught. Eventually he got caught. Someone ratted him out for leniency. In their other case that they get caught up in. There's always going to be a rat. There's always going to be a rat. And he actually admitted that back in a few years ago, he actually confiscated. I think it was like $85,000 from an actual victim. And he pulled him over, and he confiscated it and didn't report it. And then there was also another illegal seizure of approximately 160,000 in cash from a vehicle after conducting an unlawful traffic stop. Prior to the stop, he was aware there would be a large amount of cash in the vehicle and never reported the stop or this cash seizure to the LA Sheriff's Department. I wonder how many times that happens. Okay, guys, but he actually got a lot of time. He actually got 17 and a half years. That's a lot of time for a cop. Definitely, he didn't know the right people. He didn't know the right people didn't like him. You know what I mean? That's a whole lot of time for an ex cop, retired cop at that. Okay, okay, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.